The Crossroads area has been a very important part of Takoma Park. Unfortunately, it's not one that has gotten a lot of attention in the past. And Councilmember Schultz, along with Melanie Isis, who is the executive director of the CDA, have really put together a terrific walking tour for members of our own city council, Montgomery County, and Prince George's County to make sure that we get familiar with this area.
I've lived in this community in Ward 6 for 30 years now, and I've seen a lot of changes in this area. The business has changed, and I just began to realize a couple years ago that there was something missing in this business community, that the part of it that's in Takoma Park has the attention of the Crossroads Development Authority, but the part that's on the other side doesn't, and nobody's marketing that area, nobody's promoting that area. Very little planning is going on in that area. And I thought, well, why, this is just from the business owner's point of view, this is just one business community, but yet it's divided by a political, county boundary line. And what we're doing on this side needs to be done on the other side, is to help the businesses get organized and the property owners to learn what the potentials are for redevelopment.
Problem being that there just is no kind of stakeholder group that represents both sides of the intersection here, the crossroads. It's sorely needed. Councilmember Fred Schultz developed a proposal for this bi-county commission that would get people who were interested in the future of this area to be talking to each other on a regular basis. And the idea is initially informally, no staff, just voluntary group of people that would meet on a regular basis with this area as their focus.
Just really would like us to be able to better work together as an entity, and we would like to see how we can figure out ways that we can pass state legislation so that we can create a business improvement district within the Langley Park area that is managed by the authority and is able to bring in resources from both sides of the county line. The fact of the matter is that Prince George's County simply doesn't have the same level of resources as Montgomery County. And so we're in a structural deficit.
The original vision for the business association in the 1980s, when this was all Prince George's County, was all four corners. And here we are in 2016, and we still have two sides and property owners going their own way, and who are not really interested in being part of a bi-county crossroads management group. I see that as the same, and it will be very difficult, I think, until people change and new generations come along for that to change.
I'm also philosophically a believer in trying to get the public as involved in decision making in the city as possible. It's better to have the public aware of what the issues are and what the opportunities are than not. This tour was mainly oriented towards attracting public officials and getting them to understand these issues. But in subsequent meetings, I want to bring more and more of Takoma Park residents into the discussion of the process. They're the voters, they're the people that elect me, and that's why it needs to be as public as possible. All of us in Takoma Park who are residents want to be able to find the goods and services that we need as close as home as possible. We don't want to have to drive to Silver Spring or to Prince George's Plaza. All of us naturally would like to have shops and stores here that we can use for our daily needs. And there's a lot of stuff here that meets somebody else's needs and not ours. And we'd like to be able to see this area get enhanced in a way where there's more restaurants that are grocery stores and everyday stores that meet household needs, clothing stores and shoe stores, that people would want to come here. So I think that is something that can change, will change if we do this right. Property taxes are the main way in which we fund our city government, by far. And homeowners pay a lot of money in property taxes. We all realize that property taxes are necessary. One way to relieve the burden on homeowners is for the commercial area to grow. The area where we're standing now has huge potential for growth, and that means growth in the tax base. And so the larger the growth in the tax base in this area means less taxes on homeowners. We finally know that the purple line is actually going to be built. Now we're finally to the point where the funding is in place from the federal government, state government, the two counties. It's official that there's going to be a purple line. People are concerned about what will the impact of the purple line be. I mean, most of us, I think, tend to think it's going to be very positive, but others are not so sure. We talked with Bob Hall, who's the property manager for the shopping center where the McDonald's, and we talked to the property manager for the Econo Lodge and the Quality Motel Inn. And they are both talking about how well their investments are doing, their properties are doing. So I think that that's an indication that these business areas and the businesses themselves are doing really well. There is very little turnover of businesses in this area. Many of them have been here for years. They intend to stay here. As we heard, there's almost no vacancies anywhere in this area, and if they are, they fill up very quickly. So I think the businesses probably look to the purple line as something that, in the long run, if it doesn't cause any displacement, that they will benefit from it, because they'll be able to have students come over here from the University of Maryland, or people that live here will be able to go to the University of Maryland for classes, or they'll be able to continue on going over into Silver Spring and all of that. I personally think what it'll do is it will strengthen the stability of this area. And by that I mean is that if you have the purple line, then it means that if you want to go to get an education, or you need to get a job, or you need to drop your child off at a child care center, you're not going to say, oh, we have to move. The purple line means that people will have more mobility, maybe less reliance on an automobile, and I think that will mean that we'll have more stability in the long run. And I think probably property values will go up in the area for people's houses, because those of us who live here and we sell our houses, we would say, the real estate agent is going to say, well, within walking distance, you've got the purple line, which will take you to the Amtrak station in New Carrollton. It'll take you to Bethesda, where you can go to the airport.
We also, on this walking tour, took time to visit Holton Lane, where we had a wonderful mural that was done in the community. And so there's always more that people can do. This is just the beginning. And we're working on helping the businesses in this area and really drawing attention to the Crossroads area in a number of ways. I'm sure that we'll be holding other events in the area so people can get familiar with it.
We want to do something that benefits this entire area, because we are one. Our shoppers don't notice the county line, and they move from center to center, and it's really hard to improve this area when we can only work on one side of it.
What's next is to continue the conversation that we started today. So we engendered interest and enthusiasm, which I hope would be the outcome. And most people that were here today basically all told me that this was exciting, that they're looking forward to continuing with this process. Next meeting, we're going to want to bring in more of the public, more of the community residents, and invite more business owners, and bring back a lot of the planners, county planners that we saw today.
Today, as part of March for Meals, we're going to be having elected officials deliver meals to people who receive Meals on Wheels all across the country.
This type of event is important for communities around the country because it shows you what people really need and the services that Meals on Wheels provides to our community. It gives you a whole new perspective on our community, to see people who, for various reasons, need the Meals on Wheels service. Some people are older, and this helps them stay in their homes and live independently. There are some people who may need Meals on Wheels for a short amount of time as they're recovering from an illness. So it really helps people live independently in our community.
Meals on Wheels is a service that provides delicious, nutritious meals to people who have difficulty preparing their own meals, people who have a hard time getting out to the grocery store on a regular basis. We deliver Monday through Friday 2 meals at lunchtime. One is hot and ready to eat, and the other is typically a sandwich with side dishes. They're all prepared here in Takoma Park. We have a professional chef, and about 60 volunteers every week go out and actually deliver the meals. We also have volunteers who help in the kitchen packing up, making sandwiches.
I retired about 15 years ago, and I had to do something once I got my house clean. I had to do something, so I came to Meals on Wheels, and I've been here ever since. And basically, I come in and I'll make the sandwiches and the bread packs, and then around an hour or so later, we do the dinner part, and I have to use the machine to do the dinner part. But I love it, it's nice, and I figure if God gave me good health, let me help somebody who doesn't have good health.
What do we have today?
Okay, chicken. It smells really good. I was in the kitchen while they were doing it.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah, and your bag?
It's all designed to be healthy and nutritious, provide 2/3 of the daily required nutrients. In the summertime, we get a lot of our food from the Crossroads Farmers Market, so it's a lot of fresh fruit whenever we can. It's low in fat, low in salt. As I say, it's prepared by our professional chef, and I've done a lot of quality control, and it's very tasty. We serve anybody who could use some extra help. We don't have any age restrictions or income restrictions. It really is just people who might have a physical difficulty preparing their own meals. So the oldest person we've served was 102, but we've also served people in their 20s who have physical difficulties.
My favorite part of the whole experience today was first getting to meet the volunteers, seeing people who take time out of their busy schedules to make sure that members of our community can live independently, and then getting to know the members of our community who use this service and seeing what they need in their daily lives.
People are really grateful for the service. One man really felt like we saved his life, that he was having a reaction to medicines and was kind of in and out of consciousness. He was able to open the door for us, and we were able to call the ambulance, and he was admitted right away, and he says that the doctor said that, if he had waited even 20 more minutes, he wouldn't be alive today. But more than that, it's really just an opportunity for people to, have a conversation with someone. For many of our clients, but not all, the time that they spend with the volunteer is maybe the only contact that they'll have that day with a live human being, besides maybe the mail carrier. So it's just a chance to stay connected to the community.
Meals on Wheels fits in with the spirit of Takoma Park because we're a very close-knit community, and we want to make sure that all the residents in our community have their needs met and that they can continue, as long as they want to live in the city. And so Meals on Wheels helps folks who are older or who are recovering from an illness make sure they can continue living independently.
I
On your mark, get set, go!
We got a few eggs. I actually worked with my friends as a team, and we went from the back to the front, and we found a bunch of eggs. We didn't find any of the prize eggs, but we got a lot of candy, and we got a lot of like plastic fishes things. And we figured that since the golden egg is called the golden egg, it would be kind of like golden. So we looked for golden eggs that were one color, and we actually just got stampeded, so we didn't really find anything.
I only got a few eggs because I was focused on getting the golden egg, but I still didn't. It was hard because people keep getting in front of me, and they were like blocking in front of me, and it was hard going through them.
It was actually fun, but I was getting run over by a lot of kids. They were coming towards me, but I tried to move away, and I collected the most eggs as possible.
I got 8 eggs. I didn't fall down, and there are surprises in the eggs.
How many I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Candy, and I got 7 eggs.
It was good. I got 7 eggs, and the experience was great.
I got 3 eggs. I didn't get the prize, but I got 3 eggs at least.
It was fun to get a lot of eggs, and that I got 23 eggs total, and I had fun.
I got 8 eggs, and it was kind of fun because there was surprise in it, but some people was pushing, but mostly it was good.
It's so fun out today, and there's surprises in the eggs, and we're all having fun. Some people fight overing them, but mostly they were all like peace, like just peace. I realized that lots of people were in front of the line. I didn't really know what the line was for, but everybody was in front, and when it was ready to go, then people started zooming after the golden egg. Something that I usually do is I sit down and then I sit down in the area that there's mostly eggs, and I start grabbing them and using my hands to and then at the end when everybody's gone, then I put them in my basket.
I didn't fall, but I didn't have a basket. So I had a pocket in my jacket, so I kept my eggs in there.
I didn't really get any. My brother had to give me 2, so it was fun. I got 5, and I had to share with my brother over there, so I gave him 2 eggs. I have 3, and I like getting eggs, and then I just came back when I had 5.